congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
Again, you're on a bit of a hot streak at the moment. For you as a director, I mean, you must be delighted when people embrace your movies, but to have kind of so many movies in a row be embraced by audiences all over the world, I mean, you must be delighted that these stories are finding audiences and that people are reacting to them in such a positive way.
Oh yeah, I'm relieved, mainly. Yeah, I mean, you make a film and you have no idea what will happen, and then it's almost like you live. It's like living a present, and then you hide behind the sofa and see what will happen when they open it, and it has been really, well, wonderful to witness that these films have been really. I mean, they have found a space, you know, to grow, and so many people have reflected on them. Is why we made films.
Yeah.
We make films.
And with this one, I mean, I spoke to Luca Guadagnino last year for Suspiria and Tilda Swinton, and they were saying how it wasn't a remake; it was a cover. Okay. And this felt very much like that you were taking, you know, a great music track or a great play, and you were kind of redefining it, but also telling it a different way. I mean, what kind of appealed to you about doing that for Gloria and bringing it to into America and into a different space?
Yeah, well, I love the analogy with the music cover, you know, because if you consider the first version as the original melody, you know, this cover, this new take on it is not about changing the melody. It's about playing it with a new rock band, you know. So finding new energies, new sparkles, new discoveries. In a different moment of your life with a different set of fantastic actors. So it's almost like restaging a play, a theater play, you know. So it was quite liberating for me to understand that, because who says that you cannot, you know, have a second chance with your own materials and face the artistic challenge of you know, try to bring it back to life and make it live again. You know, I learned that you cannot remake a film; you can only make a film.
Yeah,
you're making a film again, you know, but you have to make it work, and the fact that you told a story before doesn't, when you're shooting, it doesn't guarantee anything. You know, you have to make it work with the actors, with the light, with the spaces, with the cameras that you are doing the new version with, you know.
Did it change your approach as a filmmaker? Because I mean, the movie is very, very similar to the first one, but I mean, did your approach kind of change, or did you find yourself having to kind of remove yourself a little bit because you'd been across this, you know, walked down this path before, or was it quite easy to do?
Oh, it was interesting because I made 2 films in the meantime. You know, I made A Fantastic Woman, which is a much more stylized film than the first Gloria, and then I made Disobedience. So I was somewhere else as a filmmaker when I started shooting Gloria Bell. So I think somehow you can sense that in the color palette and in the way in which the camera moves, not in everything, but here and there, you know. So, and then it was a lot about working towards subtleness and trying to add layers of complexity, because in the original version the territory was already founded, you know, like so this wasn't about discovering what the film was about. It was about so to say diving in.
Yeah. And obviously, when you bring a new leading lady into it, obviously you get a different energy anyway because she's a different actress. What was it about Julianne? I mean, she's such a chameleon, such a great, and I absolutely love her to bits. I mean, what made her perfect for this? Because I read that she would only do it if you would do it, and you would only do it if she would do it. I mean, that must be great that the two of you came together and like, right, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it this way. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how the project was born. In a very, you know, it was born because of because she loved the original film, and then because I loved her, Julianne, I mean. And then, of course, Julianne is an amazing actress, and she is an artist that is, so to say, in absolute control of her resources at this point. So it's kind of like working with a fantastic interpreter at the peak of her possibilities. So it was such a luxury to see her channeling Gloria. You know, it was wonderful.
Just finally, I mean, there's obviously this film is going to be, it's a Curzon release, so it'll get cinema release and it'll be on demand. It's how cinema goes these days. I mean, as a filmmaker, where do you stand with people like Alfonso Cuarón going to Netflix to make something like Roma, a real passion project, or making something like this that goes into the cinema? Are you someone that's pro Netflix, or are you just happy that people finds an audience wherever it may be?
Well, I am pro the language of cinema. You know, I think cinema is a language, and as long as it's being so to say, spoken or exercised, it will be alive. So I'm not conservative when it comes to ways of distributing or ways of exhibiting films. You know, exhibit films. I think that it will change now, and it will keep changing as we evolve. But I'm a strong believer in the collective experience of watching a film in theaters. So I would love to see that some kind of understanding or balance is found, so we can expand the screens, you know, and find new possibilities. You know, streaming services, cellular phones, etc. But protect the beauty of the existence of theaters, film theaters. I mean, I cannot imagine a modern city without cinemas.
Very true. Thank you so much for your time. Absolute pleasure as always. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey